You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
WGPR Detroit, HD2.
The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. We are living through unprecedented times with a global pandemic now approaching its third year. As a result, the Michigan Homeowner Assistance Fund was created. This fund, administered by the state of Michigan, is designed to help homeowners cope with pandemic-related hardships, such as delinquent property taxes. To see if you qualify, please visit. Call 313-388-9799 or email taxinfo@waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
Yet again. This is the last Friday in July. If you were looking for the weekly broadcast of Ask Welfare Rights, you've been successful, and we're here. And we shocked our engineer because we got here 6 minutes early, and that's a rarity. We don't never go any place 6 minutes early, but we got here today.
Yes, we do.
Very rarely, very rarely. Usually we running in the door, all right? So, this is the weekly broadcast of Ask Welfare Rights. My name is Maureen Taylor, and I work with Michigan Welfare Rights. And we're starting to get a number of calls about Section 8 questions. And we probably won't be able to get into it this week, but by next week, we're going to have some, maybe some specialists get on the air with us and talk about these Section 8 problems. But this is still Friday, the last Friday in the month, and we'll ask Marion, the chairperson of the National Welfare Rights Union, if she would give us an official welcome. So, Marion, please say good morning.
Good morning. That's my president right there for Michigan, and she be doing a good job all the time. Sometimes I be wanting to tell her, go to bed, because she'll call you late at night, and I know both of us have
9 o'clock is not late at night. 8:30 is not late at night.
We have a tendency, both of us, to call people late at night when there's a need and stuff like that. So, Maureen has been doing a great job for years. I want to remind you, look at your TV. There are all the numbers down there, and I'm going to go over them. You want to call in our numbers. Here's 313-868-0342 and what happened? Yeah, that slipped over here. And then the next one is 0351, and then we have 4336, and we have the website. Those of you that's able to deal with those websites, and that's www.tv33.com. WHPR.
You gotta say it again.
Oh, Lord have mercy, yeah. Oh, let's do this one. The website, www.tv33, get your finger out the way. Thank you. TV33, WHPR.com.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that it?
That's it on that. Where we going?
Usually tell people to make certain they get their pens and remind them, because today they're going to need some numbers.
How many times that was one of the things we started out with in this program. We've been saying this over and over again. Should you have you're on your phone, please turn your phone off and where you can participate in this program if you're trying to call in or if you were able to even get in. Please turn your phone down as well as your TV. Where we can hear you and where the listening audience can hear you. Thank you.
All right. We have a caller, and we'll take this one first because we're going to talk about some election names that are coming up next Tuesday. So, caller, you've been very patient. Thank you for waiting, and thank you for calling Ask Welfare Rights. Caller, you are on the air.
Grand Rising, ladies. How you both doing this morning? This fine, beautiful morning God has given us.
All right,
All
Grand
right, thank
Rising.
you.
Good morning.
I want to give a shout out. Marion didn't know I'm going to do that, but I went to Zumba class last Saturday at the General Baker Institute, and we had a good time, and I feel so much better. The General Baker Institute is on Livernois at 15798. The classes are 10:30 to 11:30, and Khadijah Baker, Marion's daughter, one of her daughters, is a teacher. There's good music. We worked with little small 1 pound weights. She gave us little skirts with little coins attached to it. We had a real great time at the General Baker Institute. Let me tell you about the General Baker Institute. It's on Livernois, right next to Uptown Barbecue, and there's plenty of parking. The General Baker Institute is a movement incubator standing on the legacy of radical organizing. The focus of the incubator of General Baker's Institute is to turn thinkers into fighters and fighters into thinkers.
That's
General
right.
Baker, our beloved ancestor, talked about making thinkers into fighters and fighters into thinkers. This process involved political education as well as studying our victories, our failures. Most of it involves creating a culture of change. We try to build from a place of abundance and focus on our shared visions as much as our shared grievances. There's upcoming classes at the General Baker Institute. It's a beautiful, beautiful space that they've transformed. There's art and culture. The role of the artist is to make the revolutionary irresistible. There's internationalism as well. We cannot be indifferent to what happens anywhere in the world, for victory by any country over imperialism is our victory.
That's right.
It's a movement incubator. There are untold stories that are said. There are beautiful pictures on the wall of the movement all the way from the 1920s up until now. There's popular education. There's victory in this fight. General Baker said, dare to fight, dare to win. Fight, fail, fight again, fail again. Fight on the victory.
Final victory.
That's right. That's right. General Baker Institute, GBI up on Livernois. All right, Grand Rising.
Very good.
Anything new we need to know about in Highland Park?
Oh, let me see. There are several.
Election coming up.
Well, right, the election is coming up. The primary this Tuesday. Here in Highland Park, we won't go on any local primaries, but we will vote on state, primaries. That's because a lot of people didn't follow the rules, and the election commission took them off. So we only have one person running for mayor officially on the ballot. There will be some write-ins, and just 3 candidates that'll be running for the council seat. Everybody else will have to be a write-in.
Be a write-in, okay.
Yeah, in the general election, it's a new day.
All right.
Let me come give this information from a wonderful person, one of our ancestors' daughters, Shirley Love Turner. She, in honor of her mother, has created a wonderful legacy for her mother, and it's an organization called Shirley's Girls. Well, this August the 18th, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. is to come ride and seek with us on a scavenger hunt throughout the city of Highland Park. You get on your bikes and you sign up, and there's a scavenger hunt all over the city. Wonderful prizes is $25 per person. And for more information, call 313-485-1216. That's for the City Ride and Seek with Us scavenger hunt. The first prize is a 60-inch TV. Second prize is money. And the third prize, I believe, are certificates and maybe even a little bit cash, too. But come on and have some fun and win. That's with Shirley's Girls Organization, $25 per person. And you can sign up on Everbright.
Okay. And it's Shirley's Girls.
Shirley's Girls.
How
Shirley,
nice.
Who was it? Marion, you know, she can tell you more about Shirley's love than I can, because she came into the Human Rights Organization way long before I did. But Shirley was a strong, strong fighter. She'd be at council, she'd say to me, Linda, this ain't right.
Yeah,
We're going to have to get a plan.
Yep.
Shirley was a strong supporter
Yes, she was.
of people's rights. And she was outspoken and a lovely, lovely woman.
I thought so. Yeah.
And one thing she could do, too, is cook.
Oh, yes, she could cook.
Okay. All right. Well,
She could bake, couldn't she?
Oh, my God.
I was thinking about Shirley the other day and Emma Fogel.
Oh, yeah.
Want to call those names, Mrs. Wheeler, Mr. Wheeler.
yes.
Look at the ancestors that we
Yes.
have now. My goodness, yeah, Highland Park has a legacy of great
That's right.
organizers and great voices for equity and for freedom. So Shirley's one of those. So it makes sense that there should be something called Shirley's Girls. It makes sense to me. Okay.
It's a
And
wonderful.
by the way, too, General Baker, our great ancestor, loved her dinner rolls. Didn't he? Sure, didn't he?
Dinner rolls,
love
okay.
Shirley's dinner rolls, Marion.
What she said?
Jen loved Shirley's dinner rolls.
Oh, Lord have mercy. He would start calling Shirley from Thanksgiving. And I mean, you know.
Getting ready for Christmas, huh?
Not Christmas. I wanted to back up. He started calling about, is it time for my cake and my rolls? For you know, I know it's a little early and stuff like that. I'm waiting.
Okay. All right.
Shirley.
Skills.
Yes, a lot of skills.
All right, Grand Rising. Anything else we need to know about on the?
Well, you know, I'm going to have to always say this for I don't know how long, but you know, these COVID numbers are still rising.
Yes, they are.
They're
COVID.
new numbers, and it's just so important that everybody get your free COVID vaccines, your Pfizer, your Moderna, your Johnson & Johnson. Please, Wednesdays, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. at, of course, the Ernest T. Ford Fieldhouse here in Highland Park, 10 Pickett. You get your first and second vaccines for ages 5 and up, first booster vaccine for ages 12 and up, FDA-approved second booster vaccine for ages 50 and up, or those with a compromised immune system. That's a free COVID testing on Mondays, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., or Fridays today, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's at the Ernest T. Ford Recreation Center here in beautiful Highland Park, 10 Pinkett. For further information, call 313-580-3208. That's 313-580-3208. In partnership with Mayor Yap, MDHHS, Wayne County Health Department, Say Detroit Clinic. They're free. It's free.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah. Don't know how much longer they'll be free. One of the stories I saw on the news this morning was that the numbers in Michigan are just,
It's-
going
oh
up,
my
going
God,
up.
every
And they had the picture of the map of Michigan. And most of the counties are still green, meaning very low incidence of new infections. But in Wayne, Macomb, St. Clair, Oakland County, our numbers are high. And that's because people have decided they don't want to wear a mask. They've decided not to go and get those vaccines, and these are the folks that never got vaccines before, and they're out here infecting everybody else. So, Madam Grand Rising, you know, I don't know what else anybody can do. On Wednesdays, you can go get a free vaccine up in Highland Park on Pitkin at the rec center. On Fridays and Mondays and Fridays, you could be tested. But, you know, this is just resistance. I don't want to get the vaccine. I haven't had it so far.
I don't know that.
You know, still talking about Tuskegee, you know.
Yeah.
And we got millions of people that have died. Millions that have died
Millions.
and not
Worldwide.
convinced. And now we got the COVID problem, and here come the monkeypox.
What's
You,
gonna
you
be
know,
next?
you know, just you know, we living in a new world. You got all kind of viruses and stuff that are mutating and trying to kill off folks. So I don't know how much longer vaccines are going to be free, Grand Rising. So
You know, the other thing
Oh,
is,
boy.
and when you in a crowd of people and you try to tell them, you know, here's some masses or something like that. Oh, I'm okay. I've lived this long. I'm okay. Now that's some. Come on now. Backwards stuff. And this is young people.
backwards.
Young
Madam
people.
Grand Rising, I don't know if either you or Marion and maybe our engineer Tim, about 2 weeks ago, there was an announcement made that there's a couple of folks diagnosed in America with polio.
Oh my God.
Polio?
Polio is making a comeback. So they went and asked these are young folks, well, let's go back and find out how you ended up with some polio, and they were never vaccinated. You know, you have to get vaccinated before you go to school, right? You have to
Yes,
have
that's
your
right.
polio, your pertussis, and measles and mumps and whatever else.
That's
You have to
right.
get all that. You know, you still got that little rose thing on your arm, right? But
That's right.
there's some folks that had never been vaccinated, and polio was the diagnosis. So they're already dealing with immune compromised situations in terms of their mobility. Just amazing, you know?
Now, that's some news. I didn't hear that, but
Yeah.
thank you so much for the information,
Whew,
Maureen.
Lord have mercy. You know, polio showing back up again. All right, Madam Grand Rising, anything else we need to know?
One more.
Go ahead.
This Sunday, that's July the 31st from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. here in beautiful Highland Park is the Get Out the Vote rally. Get Out the Vote rally at Glory's parking lot at 14200 Woodward Avenue. There'll be entertainment, voters registration, refreshments, and raffles. That's that Get Out the Vote raffle now.
All
We
right.
need you to
And
get
when is it?
vaccinated
Sunday.
and get registered for voting. But those that are registered and already, well, I know will show up at the polls or were already absentee voters. But for those that you know in your family and friends that are registered, bring them on down to Highland Park here on Sunday, July 31st from 12 to 6 p.m. It's going to be a great affair.
Okay. Madam Grand Rising, I remember when being registered to vote was a rite of passage. When you were 17 and a half,
Oh, yeah.
your parents, your grandparents said, we're going to take you to wherever we have to take you and get you registered to vote. I took my kid, Navarre, when he was 17 and a half and got him registered to vote. And we vote at the Northwest Activities Center, which is one of the largest voting locations. About 3,000 people at one time. I don't know if they've been, you know, moved around.
I
But
think
we had
it's still
about
there.
3,000 people registered to vote. There were 3 precincts in the Northwest Activity Center. And the first time Navarre voted, boy, you couldn't tell him nothing. He was big time. And that was a rite of passage. And,
Yeah.
you know, as he got older, you know, start to talk to him about voting is a litmus test. You just want to see, you know, these corporations want to see if people still believe that voting is a way to determine how to move forward. And
That's
that
right.
we have to do more than just vote every 2 years, every 4 years. We got to do some other things in between that time.
Yeah.
So, at my school, we're trying to operate, starting in September, a voter registration drive for 17-and-a-half-year-olds and older kids. Bring the clerk there. And used to be we would bring Abinah. Abinah Hogan,
was
another elder
outstanding.
that we lost last year. We get
Yeah.
Abinah to come over to
Yeah.
Detroit Community Schools and
Another
register
beautiful soul.
30 or
Yeah.
40, kids and get them registered to vote. So, boy, the world is changing, but there are certain things we still have to do. We
right.
still have to do. All right, Madam Grand Rising, any final comments that you want to make and to get us excited and revved up?
I just want to let everybody know, don't forget about the Zumba at the General Baker Institute, and there's other activities as well. There's educational classes. So, you're never too old to learn.
That's
You're never
right.
too old to learn and get some knowledge, because knowledge is power. The General Baker Institute is at 15798 Livernois, right next to Uptown Barbecue. It used to be Mays Printing Company. Isn't that right, Marion?
That's
You're
right. That's right. Not too far from the lodge, a couple of blocks up
That's
from the
right.
lodge.
Just
All
a
right,
couple
come
blocks
there
from the lodge.
and get your exercise on, okay?
Did
Get
you
your
check?
exercise,
Did you check
exercise
that?
your mind and your body at the General Baker Institute.
All righty.
Hey, but I wanted you to notice Maureen's exercise thing.
Yeah, well, now that's what it's for. Get your exercise on.
Wait, but you didn't see the
You
activity.
know? All right, Grand Rising, thank you once again for a full and updated report. We're going to depend on you next Friday for you to keep us up to date and tell us anything else we need to know.
Will do.
And thank you, ma'am. Have a quiet and a safe afternoon.
Thank you so much as well for
Thank
both
you.
of you. Love
All
you
right.
both.
Love you both. All right. Thank you now.
Is the I just thought about it. Miss Grand Rising is.
She's gone.
Oh,
She just
she's
hung
gone?
up. Hmm.
Okay, but I want to put it on the mind. Block Club meeting coming up again. This week.
Is it this week?
It should be.
We
this
met,
week.
y'all met last week. So it's every 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yes, every 2 weeks.
All right,
but I
so
think-
not this week, next week coming up, right?
Yeah. it should
Okay,
be.
all right. And that's the McLean Block Club that meets
And
at the
we
fire
have other
station.
people over here now in Highland Park that that have been here for years, that are beginning to look into the possibility of rekindling their block clubs.
Good idea. Okay.
Because we keep seeing a whole lot of people on the street, Maureen, trying to look at our houses and stuff like that.
Understood.
So we need to get together.
868-4336, 868-0351, 868-0342. All right, Marion, I thought we would at least read over some names of some folks that are involved in the election that's coming up. We've got several pages of things like that. Stephanie Chang was on a bus tour that visited Highland Park and other places not too long ago. And Stephanie Chang
was good.
is running for state rep in District 3. And very popular,
And then-
involved. She
and-
comes out. You don't have to wait till election day to find her.
Because she's always
yeah.
out there somewhere.
She's involved with all kinds of different activities, and I know the tour bus that she took advantage of a couple of weeks ago. What's her name? Rashida
Rashid.
Tlaib was on that bus
Both of 'em.
as well. Okay, and I'm gonna. Oh, wait a minute. That's something about judges. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, we need to let people know about these judges, but we need to find out some of their history too.
Well, point being, if you're going to vote for a judge, you should know something about him or her.
Other than just their
Their names.
names.
Yeah. Okay, 13th Congressional District. All right. There's a Republican that's running in the 13th district, whose name is Martell Bivings, B like boy, I, V like victory, INGS. And Martell, he's a Republican, and he got 1,700 signatures to put him on the ballot. If you're going to be a Republican and you're going to run for a congressional district, you might need more than 1,700 names, you know. But I thought the number was so low, I thought I never saw a number that little before, you know. I got 1,700 people that live on my block. So, you know, this guy, but I thought he'd get a dishonorable mention, okay? Now, here are some of the folks who are running in the 13th district, and it's a lot of them. John Conyers III, don't know that much about him. Sherry Gay Dagnogo, running for Michigan, the Democratic primary for a House seat in Michigan. Michael Griffey, Adam Holier.
Oh, wait a minute. He's running.
13th district
Okay.
for state rep.
Yeah.
Sharon McPhail.
Uh-huh.
Sam Riddle, his commercials are coming out.
Uh-huh.
Portia Robinson, Lori Rutledge, and Sri Thanadar. Okay, now
Yes, I mean,
I know that
13.
Sherry used to be a state rep, and then she retired from that position. She's a school teacher. Don't know that much about some of these other candidates.
Those
Sharon,
are candidates. Let's be for real, because when we look at Holier, we don't never see him over here in Highland Park.
I remember the big conference that
Yes,
Highland
that
Park
we
had a
held.
year ago, and he came to it, and some of the seniors were
Oh, my.
talking about, you know, where have you been? So,
who are you?
You know, yeah. What's your name?
I know that he, Highland Park was one of his areas, but you cannot ask for people to vote for you, although they are doing that, and the people never see you. Never
Well-
see you. Never. Where are you located, and why are you hiding from the people? So.
Well, I say this is a long list.
Uh-huh.
And there are a number of candidates on there that have some
Holy
name recognition, and other folks that are new to this campaigning activity. But this is an uncontested area. There are no incumbents. So one of these folks are going to win this seat, and it's going to be mostly based on popularity. And whoever's
That's what it
name is
was.
known the most.
Or
All right.
whichever one of the, given the two parties, who's supporting them,
Well,
eventually.
and I thought it was kind of interesting. I looked at the folks that were also in the race, but they withdrew.
Yeah.
And Adrian Tonan, don't know that
I've
name.
never
Tony Moore, don't know that name. The former police chief of the city of Detroit, Ralph Godby, was in that race, and he withdrew. Rogelio Landon, you haven't heard that name in a long time. Rogelio was that young fellow that worked with LaSayette a long time ago with us. Yeah. And he ran, and then he withdrew. And Angela McIntosh, these are some folks that withdrew for a number of reasons, okay? So I thought some of those names were interesting. Now here's the list of Michigan 12th congressional districts. Now who's running in the 12th?
And for what position?
State rep,
All right.
congressional seats.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I said state rep, that's wrong. They're running for congressional seats. And there are 4 candidates. Rashida Tlaib. Rashida was on the bus tour
Yeah.
with Stephanie Chang and went all around and got off the bus and talked
And
to people.
stayed a long time.
You know,
over
that was
here.
all day affair, wasn't it?
But yeah, and she
Okay.
usually you usually see those folks all the time.
Already, Kelly Garrett, who's
Now-
connected to Oak Park. okay, and Chanel Jackson and Janice Winfrey. And Janice
In our district?
Janet, well, I don't know which one is yours. This is the
the-
12th
oh,
district,
that's
so I
the
don't know.
12th. Uh-huh.
Okay, and Janice Winfrey is running for Congress. And I thought, okay, that's kind of interesting. Haven't seen too much of some of these candidates out in the community
Not at
and
all.
doing some things. So, you know, those are the folks that you have to choose from on Tuesday. And then, Marion, you know, I'm going to move on to this question of Section 8. And we got a lot of people, you know, letter from Nicole the other day, working with Miss Victoria. And I probably have about 5 or 6 cases where people are having trouble with Section 8 certificates. You know, we just got finished with a big fight with Nataki. And her Section 8 certificate has been restored, okay? And she's looking for places to move, and that's the new struggle. The amount of money that Section 8 is allowing for people to pay rent is not enough. And the people that are charging rent, they want more. So, you know, we have so many people that have
And
Section 8
that's not
certificates.
just happening in Michigan.
know, no, that's across the country.
That they are coming to a, you could see the motion towards, you didn't live here for quite a while. In essence, it's time for you to move. And this was why, by saying that, here's Joe Perry. He was calling me, and I was calling him. And Joe Perry's a friend of ours and a part of a National Welfare Rights Union. He said, "Man, I'm standing in here in Chicago, and my daughter is being evicted, and they never brought the right papers in for that type of stuff."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh my God."
Okay, now why is that happening? You remember, and you especially remember, tenants associations, tenant organizations that were involved with every housing development. Okay, so you had Smith Homes had a tenant group, and Herman Gardens had a tenant group, and Brewster Douglas, Parkside, all of them. That's how no, I didn't. I was gonna say that's how I met Miss Byers. I met Miss Byers before that. But all of those staunch women, staunch men, organizers, and making certain that what Joe was talking about, there are rules. You can't evict anybody
cannot
without
evict
following these rules.
Without
And
letting people go through the proper
through
procedure.
the proper procedures and,
you
processes.
and I bet you you'll find out a lot of those people should not be evicted.
Well, Marion, those days are gone. Because as of over the last year, looking at this, there are no tenant associations left.
None.
You know, and you know, I'm just surprised and shocked. I'm always surprised and shocked. How did that happen? And so, unless you know your rights, and how would you, unless you know the places to go to get the paperwork and get the reports and the rules and whatnot, you don't know what your rights are. And that's what Joe was talking about. There are no more tenant associations certainly in Wayne County. Doing some work in Oakland County and Macomb County, some of these other places, I'm not finding any out there either.
Well, one thing
You
we
know?
need, if you have received some mail saying that you're about to be evicted from public housing, you want to call Michigan Legal Services and have Michigan and make an appointment and get in there ASAP. To begin to stop some of this stuff. And let's welfare rights was a part of helping to set up those tenant units also.
To protect the
tenants. And, those folks, a lot of those folks that fought to make sure that those, that people were not, thrown out of public housing and stuff like that. A lot of them have passed away.
Almost
what
all
the rest
of them.
you are doing that's facing this particular situation?
See, I don't understand.
Why you
understand how
haven't
that,
come forward? You can come, call Michigan Welfare Rights. Give them my number.
313-964-0618.
Yes.
313-964-0618.
If you can't get no one on the phone at the time that you call back and leave your phone number.
Somebody will call you back.
And someone will call you back from Michigan WRO.
So we've got, I've been relegated to getting the, contacting the Detroit Housing Commission and getting list of landlords who are posting Section 8 properties. Because I can't call tenants associations anymore. There's nothing that's there.
And
So,
that's up to you.
you know,
There were a whole section for tenant association within the all
part of HUD, remember?
And
they were funded.
They not only funded, but their offices and everything for each public housing sections were located right there where you were living.
And I'm saying they were funded, their phones were paid for.
They
and,
were paid,
so you
they
could have
came
meetings
together.
to protect the rights of the tenants.
That's
and,
right.
It didn't go poof like that, but little bit by
By
little
bit.
as these
And we warned
elders
people.
died, nobody stepped up.
We tried to tell people, look, you are not looking at what HUD is doing and what is going on. You can't sit back and always say, oh, they're not going to do that.
No, Miss,
Guess who's knocking at the door now?
we got new rules and new regulations.
And can we stop it? Yes. If you get out here with the rest of us to do something about it.
This guy's name is Mr. Calloway. Mr. Calloway has a number of properties. He sent me a message yesterday, and there's a 3-bedroom home, brick house, I'm told, that is for Section 8 only.
Wow.
Okay, and here's the number. And again, this is Mr. Calloway. Reach this number if you have a Section 8 certificate or voucher and interested in this 3-bedroom that's available. Area code 313-457-5470. 457-5470. And what he wrote me is that there is currently a 3-bedroom house able to be rented, and it's available right now. Marion,
good to hear.
we got to go landlord by landlord now.
Yeah.
That's the only way to find
And-
this stuff, you know.
And you have to watch out for some of those landlords.
You always have to watch
Because
out.
we had one case where the landlord said that he had never what's Miss Hill's
Okay, what,
Well,
I don't
okay.
know what case you're talking about.
Miss Hill, not Miss Hill, your baby.
Okay, but what are you talking about with the landlord?
Well, these the landlords have they have a whole rules thing for them also.
Oh, I know what you're trying to raise.
And
Some of these landlords are slum landlords.
that's
the
what
point
they
you're trying
are,
to raise.
slum
Yeah,
landlords.
and they're supposed to abide by the rules,
Uh-huh.
and all kind of problems, and they're not abiding, and
You're not asking them
know, yeah,
or getting copies of that stuff for the benefit of your neighbors, yourself, and what have you.
No.
You can set up an organization right in your area and make sure that this is not going to happen.
okay.
So, it's up to you. Don't sit back and wait on us.
No, we're not gonna do it. Okay, here are some contact numbers for landlords that have multiple properties, and they're always looking for tenants, especially if you have a Section 8
8.
certificate or a Section 8 voucher. the difference between a voucher and a certificate. You remember, Marion? The certificate, the word certificate starts with a C. And if you have a certificate, that means the amount of rent that you can pay is in concrete, C for concrete. You can't add anything else to it. So you have to find a property with your certificate that says the rent is whatever it is, and that's what the state will pay. If you have a Section 8 voucher, maybe the rent is whatever that amount is, and the rent actually is another $100. You could get that place. The state will pay this amount, and then you must pay the amount over and above that, right?
And then you have to look out for this. Now, at one time, when the parents pass away, the children who might be grown can the government would let those children stay there if there was another child old enough to take care of those children.
Grandfathered in.
Yes. And so
I don't know if that's the rule
I don't know
anymore.
what is the rule no more on that. It's and they don't tell you unless you began to understand that if you had
You have to know the question to ask.
not only the question to ask, but if you come together, they'll begin to say, we can't do this, and you can show
You can
'em.
learn.
You can learn. We'll be glad to show you how to learn that. Learn about what are the rules and regulations in public housing, for not only for the tenant, but also for the folks that are supposed to be our landlords.
Yeah.
And also a lot of time in that historically, the office that were right there in the area where all the different places were able to, that was a job for folks, and that was good to have that
They
there.
got paid, yeah.
Yeah, so, and you didn't have to go that far when you had problem.
Yep. People have gotten away from fighting for their rights, and they want somebody else to do
Yeah.
it. So, all right, here are a few numbers, Marion. East Side Properties, 313-477-1708.
Miss East Side.
477-1708. Contact name there is Ely, E-A-L-Y, Ely, 477-1708. There's a group called Landers Holding. Landers. This is a development, a management group. Landers Holdings has multiple properties. You're interested? I think most of them on the west side, but that's not necessarily the truth. So here's the number to Landers, Landers, Landers Holding. These are properties that are quarantined for Section 8 holders only. Area code is 470-632-2696. 470-632-2696. Here's another big one. It's called NIZA. NIZA Management, N-I-Z-A. NIZA Management, big corporation, and they have access to multiple properties. There's the pattern that Jean and Harriet told us about.
Yeah.
These management companies are buying up, and then they
and
control
that's why
all
they're
these places.
evicting you.
Yeah, because you don't know your rights. Phone number, NIZA Management, area code 305. That 305 is Florida. All right.
Did you hear that? Say that
305.
one, Marie.
305 area code is in Florida. And so these companies are buying up properties, and their headquarters is in Florida. Okay, 305 area code 282-2884. 282-2884. Call them. Find out about what's available with your Section 8 certificate or your Section 8 voucher, and see what's possible. Here's another one. Decor Properties. Another big one. Decor Properties. Phone number. Area code 313. The number is 574-7370. 574-7370. And the last one I'll mention, it's the same thing. It's needs of management. They own all this stuff now. And not every address, but they own enough of them so that they can continue to make a lot of money. And the point that Marion is making, I absolutely agree. Unless you're prepared to just go along with what they say, if you don't know the rules and regulations, Section 8 has rules and regulations. Marion and I and Nicole and Sylvia and who else went? Monica. There's a bunch of us. We went to Washington, D.C. We met with HUD Secretary Marshall Fudge, administrative staff, and they were very open with us. And I've been in contact with them since we've come back, and they're working on cases. You call them, send them a email message.
Then you paying them.
They're on call, and the couple of cases that they're helping us with right now, send the message to Washington, D.C. They contact the Detroit field office.
Yes.
They contact the people down at the McNamara building. You can't get in the McNamara building now because of COVID. So we had sit Fred there 2-3 times, and they just shoved Fred out the door. And COVID, how much longer that's going to last in federal buildings, I don't know. But when, what's his name, the doctor's name that was over HUD? Ben, what's his name? Dr. Ben? That's his first name. Ben Carson.
Oh, yeah.
And before COVID, I remember the last time I went down there. And his picture was on the wall right next to Donald Trump. And I'm in there, and I'm demanding I need a list of available properties that are low income, that are subsidized. That's what I was looking for. And Ruth trained us. There are lists of apartment buildings, housing, private housing that have Section 8, but the buildings are subsidized. So all you have to do is indicate that you're low income, and you can move into one of those buildings, just like the Plaza One Apartments with Nate and Floria. You have to pay 30% of your income, and the government will pay the rest. So all of those things were available. We had to study. We had to learn the rules, understand, what the processes and the procedures are. And now, all of those folks, and that's Ruth, and that's Miss Byers, and that's Miss Johnson, and that guy named Freddie was over there at, what's the name of that? Franklin Arms. I've forgotten, so many of the names of these people that just helped to train me and learn the rules and regulations. And now there are no more tenants associations. In welfare rights across the hall, there's an effort that was going on to try to develop tenant associations. And Miss Nugget, her first name was Dorothy. I don't know what her last name was, but everybody called her Nugget. And she was part of the tenants association across the hall from Welfare Rights. She just passed away 2-3 weeks ago. She did. And we done had 2 or 3 members of the tenants association that are going to the different public housing locations and passing out flyers. And I would ask, what can we do to help? And that's one of the first things I learned. They've changed the rules. You have to be invited in by a resident and by the manager of the resident in order to go there and pass out flyers about let's join together.
We never had those problems.
Never had that.
We had problems, but once
But it wasn't that.
And we didn't have nothing like that.
No.
That you could not pass out stuff in the apartment that is that's good for the
Benefit of the tenant.
yeah.
Now, that apartment building that you and I and Linda and Gracie and all of us had to go to
Oh, yeah.
in Highland Park,
Nice.
396 Glendale, beautiful building, beautiful building. And the water got shut off. And
In the winter.
No, it was hot when we
No,
was
no.
in there, wasn't it? Oh, whenever it was.
One elevator
Thank you.
working.
Yeah, 2 elevators, one was down.
Uh-huh.
And we went over there, and try to figure out what in the devil is going on. And we learned a lot of things. The fire department had been there, and the fire department had not declared the area an emergency, and it's all
One
seniors and disabled people that lived in there.
That's right.
And there was no declaration that this is an emergency situation. They started sending over water. But after we stayed there and raised sand 2 or 3 days, then things started moving. And who was that we called? Red Cross.
Red Cross.
And Red Cross said, no, it's not an emergency because the fire department didn't declare it as that. All kind of reasons. And all of that is because there's no tenant association in that building. And we ended up going door to door, knocking on people's doors and going floor to floor to see what was going on. But this is what you get when you don't organize.
When you don't open up your mouth.
You don't organize, you don't speak up. You get what they you get what they want you to have.
And that's nothing.
So because they got a community room over there on Glendale, and I'd be asking some of the folks, can they have meetings in there? And some of the residents were telling me, no, we can't have meetings in there. Well, how do you know? Well, we don't really know. Nobody has meetings in there.
No more.
And not anymore. And nobody has raised it, so we just all assumed that we can't. Now, if you don't organize, if you don't raise your voice, if you don't vote next Tuesday, if you don't get involved with the things that are going on.
What you gonna do when if you keep sitting in that same old place and you're not helping out in the community or doing nothing, and then all of a sudden you hear this on the TV? We are reevaluating all of people that receive what I get benefits and what have you. What you gonna do then?
Nothing.
Oh, yes, you and I are.
No, nothing.
They're
not going to do anything.
You
call welfare rights to see what you going to
do.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
But this is a result of not actively being organized and not actively stepping out on activities around these kinds of issues that don't do anything but hurt people. The actor, comedian, Jon Stewart. He left his spot and got Trevor Noah to take over that slot. And Jon Stewart has been raising all kind of sand about veterans. And he started off with the 9/11 firefighters and police officers, and they, sick because they down there trying to excavate and trying to make certain that there's no more, trying to get every dead body out so that they could be respected and buried with family members and whatnot. And the firefighters started, after 4, 5, 6 years, they started developing all these upper respiratory problems. Police started, all these upper respiratory problems. So Jon Stewart got involved, Trevor Noah and whoever else, and then they morphed over into veteran problems, and I was thinking about Joe Green. And here we had a vote 2 months ago about veterans' benefits, health care benefits.
Oh my God.
Tim, you should hear this too. Veterans' health care benefits being extended, where they had this level of health care and some other things were added. So, when they were called on to do service, we're going to send you someplace this afternoon, and we have money to do it, and since you volunteered, you drafted or you volunteered, we're going to send you where we want to send you. Your doorbell is ringing, Mr. Engineer. So, no problem. And then when they come back after being sick, after being wounded, after having all these upper respiratory issues, especially Joe Green, fought on that Agent Orange things right up until he couldn't fight anymore.
Yes.
And all of those problems. And then when they come back, and we need health care for our veterans and for, this group of people that, sacrificed their all. Then the question is, well, wait, we have to check the budget. So that's what Jon Stewart is outraged about. 2 months ago, might not even been that long ago, this bill that makes money available for veterans for additional health care services was passed in the House of Representatives, and it went to the Senate.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
this week, Josh Hawley, these Republicans, and there's something different about these Republicans.
Crazy,
Him,
Marie.
Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, and whoever else, Marion, they voted no. They said no, we're not in favor
But they want
of
people-
extending benefits for veterans.
They act like they are representing us, and all they are representing are their pockets.
Well, I want to make this clear. We're talking about senators, congressional senators, that said,
living high up on the
we
hog.
will not support veterans having an extension on their health care benefits. No. And I had a discussion about this with on Friday mornings with Navarre. And I know a lot of people say this is not just all about Trump. And, the last 6, 7, almost 7 years now, we've been dealing with the former president. And it's not just about him only. It's
That's
not.
right.
But there's something about that guy and his friends, thank you, and his friends, and it's some kind of a pattern of evil, demonic activities to raise your hand and say, no, I'm not going to extend this. And then when everybody jumps on them, they say, well, we're going to talk about it again on Monday if we get a chance. And ain't going to talk about nothing on Monday. Yeah, but it's something about this that's so disturbing. And it continues to be, the national, we only have 2-3 minutes left. The national conversation is going on now about Christian nationalism. And the governor, Christian nationalism. And the governor in Pennsylvania, the Republican governor, got on TV and he said, look, this is a Christian nation. We got rid of Native Americans because they wasn't Christian. He said that. And we don't have need for Jews. We don't have a need for Muslims. And this is the guy that Republicans voted for to be the governor in Pennsylvania. If you don't wake up and try to get involved in some stuff, you're going to wake up and the Hitler fascist stuff that you've been looking at on TV for years is going to show up at your door. Marion, you got
it's already at your door.
It's coming closer. Marion, you got 30 seconds to say good night.
Good night.
Well, it will be on some of these, but that was just, now you got 20 seconds left.
Hope to see you next Friday. And we hope that you put on your tennis and get out here with the rest of us. Bye.
All righty, and on this Saturday, what did she say, Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday at 14,000 block of Hamilton, or Woodward, I forgot everything now. There's an activity going on in Highland Park. Call us at Welfare Rights, we'll give you the details. But Tuesday, you must vote.
Yes.
I don't care if you cripple, if you blind, and crazy. You have to get out and cast a vote. And we need to do it this Tuesday coming up, because in November, we'll have to be in shape this week for what we'll have to do in November.
And
Lord
the best
willing,
thing is to be able to,
quickly.
the next thing
Quickly.
is to make sure that you vote where you won't have to worry about the ones that you knocked out this time.
All right, Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Marion and I will be back here next Friday. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Goodbye.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. We are living through unprecedented times with a global pandemic now approaching its 3rd year. As a result, the Michigan Homeowner Assistance Fund was created. This fund, administered by the state of Michigan, is designed to help homeowners cope with pandemic-related hardships, such as delinquent property taxes. To see if you qualify, please visit. Call 313-388-9799 or email taxinfo@waynecounty.com. We're here to help.